What up, bro? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. BrandonJaneauShow. But no, let me break that down. Social media: Instagram and Threads. BrandonJaneau. Facebook: The BrandonJaneauShow, and just be completely different. Next week. But until then, TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow. But really, where you go is just YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Hit the algorithms. All of that helps us. Help me, man. BrandonJaneauShow YouTube channel. Go follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. Hope you guys enjoy this episode because tonight's episode is a top 10 list. It's wrestling life, and I can only do the top 10 list on one person right now. There's a lot of great wrestlers that I've watched in my life. I'm about to be 31 in a couple of weeks. But there's always one wrestler that I've always loved. So the moment I saw him in TNA, the man carried TNA. We can say he was the franchise of TNA. And that man, you already know what I'm talking about. That is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. I hope he returns in the Royal Rumble because the men's side of the Royal Rumble needs a boost. Yes, I love Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, all them in the Royal Rumble. But AJ Styles being in the Royal Rumble, that's a fucking hit. That's a massive, 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 massive hit. But AJ Styles is one of the greats, one of the legends, one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time, man. So it's only right that I do a top 10 list on him. And I will be doing a debate on AJ Styles as well. The debate will be AJ Styles versus. I'm still doing that. I'm still trying to figure out who I'm gonna do it with. Because I got two people that I want to do it with. I want to do AJ Styles versus RVD, two innovators, two incredible legendary wrestlers, or AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy, who's another innovator, legendary, goddamn wrestler. So I don't know. I'm gonna do, but both of them are getting top 10 lists eventually. But AJ Styles is definitely going into a debate with Jeff Hardy and RVD. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Jeff Hardy or RVD. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. But let's do this, man. Y'all already know I do my top 10 list. It goes from 10 to 1. I explain why I love each match so much and why they're on my list. So let's get into it, man. Number 10, kicking it off. It's AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2020. What? No, it wasn't pandemic. It was 2019, I want to say. Yeah, it was right before the pandemic, 2019. So Money in the Bank 2019. Um, the Seth Rollins run of being the Universal Champion had just started, like 2017, 2018, something like that. The Seth Rollins run of being the Universal Champion, you got to realize he had just beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35. Yeah, so in 2019, he had just beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35. So they needed an opponent for him, and no better opponent is than AJ Styles. AJ Styles was the best opponent to get him in the ring. Now these two men also had a match way back in the day. I mean, way back in the day. AJ Styles was still doing TNA independent shows. AJ Styles was doing TNA independent shows. Uh, and actually went to Seth Rollins' hometown and fought him when Seth Rollins was what, like an 18-year-old kid. If you watched Seth Rollins documentary a long time ago, uh, yeah, if you watch Seth Rollins documentary a long time ago on WWE Network, you will see him and Seth Rollins had a match a long time ago when he was just an 18-year-old kid. But this match was incredible, man. This was an incredible match. I love the match they had for the World Heavyweight Championship at Crown Jewel too. But I feel like this was the better match. I feel like this was way better match. Um, the man reversed the curve stomp into the style clash. I was like, all right, that's a really great. I was like, all right, that's a dub. But yeah, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins is at number 10, Money in the Bank 2020, 2019. Number 9, that's AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. Um, I love that match at Backlash 2024, but I really love that match at Clash at the Castle. I love that match so much more. Was it I Quit match? I love that match so much more. And I thought that match was the better of the two matches. I know a lot of people love the Backlash match. A lot of people love the Backlash match mainly because of the the crowd that it was in, everything that was going on. But yeah, man, AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes at Clash of the Castle was incredible, man. I know a lot of people don't really talk about that match as much, but that was the best match between them two. I know a lot of people say it's the Backlash match, but to me, it was the Clash of the Castle match. I thought that was way better. Number 8. Number 8. And that's AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle in TNA. I want to say shit. Forgot which pay per view it was that they fought for the TNA World Championship. They had a couple of matches for the TNA World Championship, but it was one match particular that was really good. Now I don't know why they had. I think it was like either it was Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan. Somebody was out there, but it ran for like 30 minutes. It was a great fucking match. I think I did it even for the Kurt Angle one. When I did my Kurt Angle list, it was on that list. It's a really good fucking match. Like Kurt Angle and AJ Styles are one of two of the best pure wrestlers probably in the business, and they went out there and had a fucking banger, man. Anytime Kurt Angle and AJ Styles are in the ring together, you go ahead and just say this shit gonna probably be one of the best matches you've ever seen in your life. TNA Kurt Angle was incredible, but AJ Styles TNA, this is pretty much getting closer to the end of his run at TNA. Yeah, this is getting closer to the end of his run at TNA, but this was when AJ Styles was just you just put him in a ring with anyone that was going it was just gonna be a great match. So yeah, number 7, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. Championship. Okay, anytime these two men got in the ring. Now, this is what I hated about this goddamn storyline is because they kept putting Shane McMahon in this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is Shane even doing in this storyline? I don't care about Shane. They had a bunch of classic matches for this U.S. Championship. They had the Madison Square Garden match where AJ Styles actually beat Kevin Owens and took the belt from him. They had the match on SummerSlam that was just fucking phenomenal. But yeah, they had a bunch of fucking matches that the two of them had, and it was just incredible matches, man, for the U.S. Championship. I loved each and every single one of them. Like I said, I didn't understand the Shawn Michael, the Shane McMahon element of it all, and it made it even stupider. But yeah, whatever. Do you think? At number 6, I don't usually like doing this, but I had to. I don't like doing this. I usually like to keep it man to man, one on one, but I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't do this at all. Y'all already know where this is going. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels for the X Division Championship. Yes, triple threat match. I say matches, which means I have to put this in here too. And that is AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels. Those three men headlined a pay per view by themselves for the X Division. They made that fucking title more important than the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at one point. Nobody gave a fuck about Jeff Jarrett in any storyline he was in. This is why I've said this is kind of stupid, AEW. I don't know why you're doing this. Nobody gave a fuck about Jeff Jarrett, even when his own promotion. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Christopher Daniels, those three men, when Samoa Joe first came to TNA and they were letting him he was the undefeated man, he was going through everybody, he was running through everybody. Samoa Joe's another one I will be doing a top 10 list on. Samoa Joe is one of my favorite wrestlers. AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers. Christopher Daniels definitely got a lot of high praise from me. But those three men together, oh my God, that match is like, I'm not even talking about just TNA history. That is probably one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time. That's probably one of the greatest matches in any promotion's history. Them three went out there that night and just solidified a division by themselves, an entire mid card title by themselves. Yes, that triple threat match is iconic. Before I go into the top five, I gotta do my recap. Excuse me. At number number 10 was AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Number 9 was AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Number 8 was AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Number 7 is AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the US Championship. And number 6 is AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels for the X Division Championship. Coming in at number 5, it is AJ Styles versus the OTC himself, Roman Reigns. This is right after Roman Reigns actually won the WWE Championship, and he was done with the Authority storyline. And AJ Styles had just got to WWE. He had just came in the Royal Rumble. He went against Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 32. They had a match on Monday Night Raw right after the Royal Rumble. He beat him. Then they had another match at WrestleMania 32, and he lost to Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 32. I still don't understand that thought process. I didn't understand it. People don't remember that. Chris Jericho beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania 32. It just didn't make any, like, what the fuck did you have the match on Monday Night Raw for, just for him to beat him? And then the next night, AJ Styles beat Chris Jericho, then Kevin Owens, and I forgot who else was in that Fatal 4-Way. It was like a Fatal 4-Way, and he beat those four. He beat those three and won it, and went on against Roman Reigns. Anyway, AJ Styles and Roman Reigns had a couple of matches. They didn't just have one; they had a couple of matches. But my favorite match for them was Extreme Rules. That was my favorite match for them at the Extreme Rules pay per view. This was still when Roman Reigns, they just could not get this man over. I don't give a fuck what people tell you. See, these kids today grew up on the OTC, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. Y'all didn't grow up with the big dog, the WWE champion that nobody gave a fuck about. Booing this nigga out the building. They used to boo this nigga out the fucking building. Every time his music hit, just boo! It was, oh my god, it was bad. Bad, man. Imagine Hulk Hogan getting booed Monday night. Imagine that was Roman Reigns every fucking time he came out in 2016. That was Roman Reigns. 2016, 2017, Roman Reigns used to get fucking booed unmercifully. And then you put him in the ring with AJ Styles. And actually, these are some of his best matches when he was champion. Was AJ Styles. I thought WrestleMania 32 with Triple H was fucking terrible. His matches with Brock Lesnar around this time was fucking terrible. It was just boring. It was long. It was fucking boring. But when they paired them two up for those two matches, the battleground match, and then of course the Extreme Rules match, that's when those two really just hit their fucking apex. That was when Roman was starting to kind of get, and of course then later on, of course they did the Money in the Bank pay per view with him and Seth Rollins, and then Seth beat him, and it was just like, okay, so what the fuck did you put the WWE at this time was stupid. Well, it was very stupid because Vince McMahon was booking the fucking show. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. But yeah, but they had incredible matches. The Extreme Rules match was one of my favorites. I thought it was one of the best matches that Roman Reigns had ever put together at that time in his career. And it kind of got AJ Styles on the map. But then AJ Styles, of course, would move on from Roman Reigns to John Cena right after that. So yeah, imagine that being your first three real rivalries in the company. Is Chris Jericho before he doing this goofy shit now in AEW? Chris Jericho still had a name value in wrestling and could still go out there and put on a match. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Then you go from Chris Jericho to Roman Reigns in the WWE Championship, and then John Cena. That was the first three fucking rivalries in AJ Styles' career in WWE. Damn, that shit's crazy. So you went from a legend like Chris Jericho, the WWE champion in Roman Reigns, and then literally the franchise of WWE in John Cena at the time. Yeah. Coming in at number 4 is AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. They had a match during the pandemic on SmackDown for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know if y'all can find it. It might be on YouTube. If not, I think they still got the WWE Network on Peacock, so you go watch it on Peacock. I watched it on Peacock before everything moved to Netflix for some people. That match is like 60 minutes long. It's like the direct. This is how you end a tournament type of match. This shit is like a good 30, 40, 50 minutes of two of the best pure wrestlers of this generation just go out there and have a fucking match for a title, the Intercontinental title. They went out there. What these kids say? They was hooping. They Chris the net. They fireballed the net that night. That bitch was nothing to be found. They had from like I think like the match started like 7:15, 7:30 here in Houston. That bitch didn't end till like 8:30. It was a good like bro. That shit was long, drawn out. Those two man, them bro. They had that match is fucking incredible. Then they of course had a match of course before the pandemic, before WrestleMania 35, before Daniel Bryan dropped the belt to Kofi Kingston, he beat AJ Styles to get that belt. And they had a couple matches at the Royal Rumble and certain things like that. But that match, that night, the stars aligned. I don't know what it was. It wasn't just on some AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. They went out there and fucking had a pure classic ass wrestling match. I don't know what you want to. Bro, that shit was like 60 minutes, and you cannot tell me it wasn't the best, probably 30, 45 minutes of your life watching that match. If you are a wrestling fan, that is the greatest match you probably ever seen. Especially in that time period of wrestling, pandemic time. That's why I always say people shit on the pandemic. But the pandemic actually made wrestling actually wrestling. Because you couldn't just choose to have a storyline anymore. The Bloodline storyline was the only storyline that was actually good, and that storyline didn't really get going until SummerSlam. No, that storyline didn't really get going until like Hell in a Cell, and even in that sense, it took a minute. But that match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan was one of the greatest matches of the last 5 years. One of the greatest matches of the last 5 years. Like if you have never seen this match, go watch it. It's fucking incredible, fucking amazing. Pure wrestling itself, just fucking incredible. Chef kiss. The shit is iconic. And at that time in their careers, both of them at that time in their careers, to have that type of match, showed them youngsters how to really play. Showed them youngsters how to really do this shit. Yo, man, that shit was whoo boy, that shit was good. Number 3, speaking of youngsters, showing youngsters how to really do it. AJ Styles versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 36. I know a lot of people hate this WrestleMania. Some people don't give this match the same love that they give like the Firefly Funhouse match. I don't like the Firefly Funhouse match. I'm gonna be 100. I love Bray Wyatt, I love John Cena, but I just the concept of it just was weird. I didn't like it at all. This match was simple. It was very to the point. It was a buried alive match. It made fucking sense. This was actually a better match. And I know people don't want to ever hear that because we love Bray and we love John but this was the better match. If we're gonna go off of theatrics, this was the better match. It wasn't on site of it wasn't where WrestleMania was. It was literally off site. It was a great match. And also on top of that, they had to find out that the Undertaker had so much stuff going on personally at that time. I think his brother had passed away that day or the day before, and he still made this match happen like he made it happen, bro. This shit is incredible, man. Shit's incredible. AJ Styles did his fucking part in this match, man. He wrestled his ass off in this match. Again, you're not in the ring. You have to rely on just pure just wrestling and storytelling. And that's exactly what they did. The man was begging the Undertaker, like, no, 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 put me in the grave. I'm good. No, 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 no. And then when he put the Undertaker in the grave, and it and it and the light and it's the meme of the memes of the memes. It was just and then the Undertaker's behind him, and AJ's like, oh yeah, what is that? And then he look, and then the lights cut on, and he's just Taker just standing behind him, and it's just like, oh shit. People don't talk about this storytelling either. This was very personal. The man was calling his man his real name and shit, Alex and shit. He was telling people his real name and shit. Bro, this shit was incredible, bro. Like this shit was good, man. People don't get his matches proper respect. I don't know why. The last Undertaker match was AJ Styles. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Get AJ Styles that his credit, man. The Barnyard match is great. I love this match. It maybe is me again. It's always gonna be me. It's my personal list. So, but I love this match. I thought this match was fucking incredible. Number two, speaking of another match that's fucking incredible, the fact that this man had to go from, you gotta realize, he won this belt in London. He had to fly from London to Houston in like 5 days and go battle at Survivor Series. That is AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, champion versus champion at Survivor Series. 2000, what, I wanna say 17, 18, I think it was. AJ Styles beating AJ Styles going against Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. I still think AJ Styles should have probably won his match. Brock Lesnar is great, but Brock Lesnar does not do great against big guys. I don't like when Brock Lesnar fights. The only person that Brock Lesnar has ever done really well against that's kind of like bigger than him or on his height par is the Undertaker. That's it. That's the only person. And even their matches are sometimes a little floppy, a little hit and miss. But this match between AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, they work perfect. This is the first and only time they ever wrestled each other that we know of. I don't know if they wrestled in Japan. I might be wrong. But the only time I've ever physically seen these two men wrestle against each other, shit was incredible. They played off each other so fucking well. This is where, and this is probably why I love Brock Lesnar matches when he fights smaller guys like Rey Mysterio or Kurt Angle or CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, AJ Styles, because they can act, Seth Rollins even, they can get their offense off, and it doesn't look like they get their offense off. And when they get their offense off, Brock sells. Brock can sell his ass off. And that is something that people don't give Brock probably his real credit for. When he's actually in the ring with people that can really wrestle, he sells for them. He sells for them fucking tenfold. And this match was a perfect fucking example of that. AJ and Brock went out there and had a fucking classic. And the fact that AJ Styles had to turn around, what, 4 or 5 days later and go to fucking Survivor Series and wrestle Brock Lesnar is fucking nuts. And they had that type of match, bro. That shit was incredible. I wish I had money that day because it was here in Houston. I wish I had money that day. Oh my god, I would have went to that fucking match and watched that shit. Oh my god, you telling me I'm getting Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles at a pay per view? Hell yeah! Especially around that time, WWE tickets was, this is Vince McMahon era. These tickets was fucking cheap as a motherfucker. But the fact that AJ Styles had to turn around and then go be a wrestler like that shit is incredible to me. So yeah, but them two went out there and had a fucking classic, man. So yeah, but at number one, there is no match that tops this match, and I don't give a shit what people say. and AJ Styles' desire, and AJ Styles' greatness. Royal Rumble 2016, 17, 2017. Wait, wait, no, 2017. Yeah, I said 17. I'm not tripping because I'm trying to line up these WrestleManias. WrestleMania 31 was 2015. 2016 was WrestleMania 32. WrestleMania 33 was 2017. Okay, yeah, I was right. 2018 was WrestleMania 34. 2019 was WrestleMania 35. 2020 was WrestleMania 36. Okay, Royal Rumble 2017 because he dropped the belt at Elimination Chamber. No, John Cena won the belt at Royal Rumble. Then he dropped the belt at Elimination Chamber to Bray Wyatt. 2017 Royal Rumble. AJ Styles versus John Cena. That's why I had it lined up. AJ Styles versus John Cena. I have always said this Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble itself, the match itself sucked. It wasn't great. It wasn't. People say, oh, it was great because they had Goldberg and Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. And fucking Royal Rumble sucked. You eliminated Braun Strowman, who, by the way, earlier that night came out and beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. And it wasn't because Roman Reigns came out there and helped people take him out the ring. No, it was because you just wanted to eliminate Braun Strowman early. You got this man eliminated by Baron Corbin. Shout out to Baron Corbin. But that made no fucking sense. it, it made no fucking sense. Brian, you built this fucking dude to be a monster, and you eliminated him. This man came out like what? Like the 10th person in the fucking Royal Rumble? He got 11. He got eliminated by the 11th person. So literally, the next pick, the next fucking person that came out, eliminated Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was a fucking monster at this time, and you eliminated this man with Baron Corbin. Vince McMahon, ladies and gentlemen. Vince fucking McMahon. The fuck are you doing, sir? That shit just didn't make any sense. I still to this day am like, that fucking shit made no sense. That shit made no fucking sense. Braun Strowman should have been in the top. It should have been in the 20s with Brock and Goldberg and Taker. And then when Roman came out, Roman should have been the one to eliminate Braun Strowman. That was dumb as a motherfucker. And then you went right back to that rivalry after WrestleMania 33. Vince McMahon, ladies and gentlemen. Vince. Shit, it wasn't even before WrestleMania 33. They actually had a match before he even fought Taker. Despite that, 2017 Royal Rumble was pretty much predicated on two matches. It wasn't the Royal Rumble. Fuck no. It was predicated on Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. That match was fucking incredible. Go watch that match if you've never seen that match. And AJ Styles and John Cena. Them two went out there and fucking killed. I have never seen two men. By the way, John Cena had never beat AJ Styles up until this point. So for AJ Styles, for John Cena to actually go into this match and beat AJ Styles for the title. By the way, this is when John Cena won his 16th championship. He did it. He did it this night. But the match itself was fucking incredible. The match itself, fucking amazing. If you've never seen this match, which I think it's hard to fucking not see this match, it's probably one of the best matches that you've ever seen in 2017 at the time. Them two had chemistry. Now, I see why a lot of people are like, man, if these two men fight doing this retirement stretch for John Cena, I would love to see it. I don't know if they can go out there and give you this type of level of greatness, but if they do, I did. Yeah, this was a great fucking match. It was a great fucking match, and probably one of AJ Styles' best matches in WWE he's ever had. Let's recap the list. Number one, AJ Styles versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Number 2, champion versus champion at Survivor Series between AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar. Number 3, AJ Styles versus The Undertaker, the last Undertaker match ever. Number 4, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan in an iconic, instant fucking classic for the Intercontinental Championship during the pandemic on SmackDown. Number 5, AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship 2016. Number 6, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels triple threat match for the X Division Championship. Number 7, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the US Championship. Number 8, AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Number 9, AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes at Clash of the Cats for the WWE Championship. And number 10, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship at 2019's Money in the Bank. That is it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do this debate with AJ Styles. It might be Jeff Hardy, it might be RVD, but I do know one thing: both of them are getting top 10 lists. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, I am Brandon.